I loved a girl, but I think I left her too late. She meant a lot to me, and I'm not gonna deny that. But I think that's why things ended between me and this girl. I think I loved her too late. You know, she was what I call my first real girlfriend. We dated when I was in freshman year of high school, and I don't think I really realized what I had. We dated, and I broke up with her for some sort of stupid reason. I think it was to focus on hockey or for my mental health or whatever, you know. And it's not to say that breaking up genuinely for your mental health is a stupid idea. A lot of people that really helps them get better. It's not to bash that method of thinking. I'm just saying at the time I didn't really need to. I was scared of relationships when I was younger. I couldn't commit to them. My OCD, my overthinking made things way harder than they needed to be. I used to hold the thought process that if I was in a relationship, it would mess my life up. It would make me play worse at hockey. Whatever you think, I thought that it was a negative. And it's not that I didn't like this girl. I definitely did. But in the end, I don't think I really did deserve her. I broke up with her the first time in freshman year after about maybe max of 6 months of dating. We didn't talk to each other after that, and it did allow me to improve on myself and keep playing hockey without any worries and any other thoughts in my head. And you know what? Part of me doesn't regret that, you know. But part of me realized I missed her. I don't think I knew at that point why I missed her or realized that. I mean, I was a fucking 15-year-old kid, dude. So next year rolls around, we don't talk to each other until the next school year. And I walk into my chemistry class and I see her. I hadn't talked to her since the day we broke up. She had been avoiding me like the plague, rightfully so. I mean, I hurt her, right? So she had every right to avoid me. But I decided to do the dumb thing, or the right thing, I don't know, whatever you want to think. And I sit next to her. I sit next to this girl because something came over me. I think I realized I truly did miss her. It wasn't like I missed a relationship, but I think I realized I missed her. You know? She always got my jokes. We would never run out of things to talk about. She made me feel like I could truly be myself. I think that was the first time I'd ever run into that. Someone who let me be myself unapologetically. It was rare for me. And it still is. I think it's rare for everyone. And, you know, I guess I didn't realize how rare that is in someone. So anyways, we start talking again in sophomore year. And, you know, we're talking for a few months. And it's looking like we're going to start dating again. But before we do, I can't believe I did this. Before we do, I tell her, I can't. I know we spent all these months talking. I know you didn't talk to other guys because you wanted to date me, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, I can't. And my reasoning? Same shit as before. And it's not, like I said multiple times here, I feel like I'm reiterating this a lot. It's not that I didn't care for her. It's quite the opposite. I felt I cared for her too much that it would take over my life and I wouldn't be able to succeed. And, you know, she took it as well as she could. You know, she understood. And we didn't not talk to each other anymore after that. It's just, we just became friends. And I'll tell you this, at least, we're we were really good friends. Like, even during our friendship, I felt like this girl was special. And it didn't even mean in a romantic way. Like, whenever someone asked me if there's like a soulmate that you had, whether it's platonic or romantic, it was her. That would always be my answer for years. You know? And eventually, sophomore year ends, she gets another boyfriend, and I had talked to a couple other girls. And none of it really worked out for us. Junior year comes around, and we kind of talk, and I do the same thing to her. We talk. We're about to start dating. And then all of a sudden, there's a reason why we can't date. And I bet I seem like a fucking asshole and like, everything like that. And I totally deserve whatever adjectives you want to throw at me. But I was stupid for that too. Once again, like, this time I decided to date a different girl. And I ended up getting very hurt by that. And she ended up, I think, at that point, completely over me. I think that was the end of it for her, And after I had dated that girl that I rejected her for and was hurt, probably the worst I've ever been in my life by a relationship in any means. That I mean friendship, family, whatever. She hurt me the most because of the abuse and lies that she put me through. It was crazy, but I began to talk to her again, and that's when I realized I am in love with this girl, and I can't do anything about it, because I've hurt her so much, And it's not like I didn't try to. After I realized that, I definitely, we had a talk, and I was like, hey, we should give it a try again. And basically, he told me, you've hurt me too much. I can't do that. And sometimes I wonder if at that moment when I talked to her about getting back into a relationship with her, if part of her wanted to, but her brain rejected me because of what I put her through. And that really does eat away at me, and I definitely was a different person the last time I asked her out. And I definitely was a lot better with relationships. I had learned to commit and everything like that, but she couldn't know that. And there's only some point you can keep forgiving someone, So I'm not blaming her for her decision. It's a right decision at the right time, I guess. It's just I realized what I had in front of me too late. She was amazing. I'd do anything for that girl. I tried my best to prove to her that I was better now. And I think that's the point where I learned that she just either lost attraction completely or was just so over it that it would never happen again. I saved up thousands of dollars to take her to see, her favorite actors or whatever, I really like Jensen Ackles, so I wanted to save a shit ton of money to go help her see him because he helped her through a really tough time. And I really wanted to give her that opportunity that she had been wanting for years. So at my little pizza place job, I saved up every dime I could. Any money that didn't go towards gas went to her. Into the fund to let her travel to go see Jensen Ackles and get the signature for the tattoo she wanted. I did everything I could to prove to her. I asked her out to prom the right way. Got her a poster that, really coincided with her interests. I got her a gift on the day I asked her out to prom. We went dress shopping for her. We I took her to eat before prom, like everything like that. I spent time just apologizing profusely for what I've done in the past. Apologies can only go so far, though, And eventually, at the end of prom night, I decided to have a talk with her one last time. Basically told her, I understand I've realized this way too late. I'm sorry. But will you give me one last chance? Response was, not what I hoped for. And she basically told me, no, I can't do that to myself. I can't do that. It isn't fair to me, and it isn't fair to you. And I don't think I understood what she meant by it wasn't fair to me, but I think I know now. And I think, in a way, she was telling me I didn't deserve that opportunity again. And I didn't, but she would never ever tell me that outright because she was too kind. And I get it. So, after that night, I basically told her, well, if we can't date, and this is very selfish of me, but I basically told her, we can't date, then I can't be your friend. For the longest time, I had prided myself on the fact that I could still be this woman's friend, even if we didn't date. That it had happened multiple times because we had been friends and dated like on and off for a long time. But I think this was the first time I realized I couldn't bring myself to do that. And it was a very selfish decision, and I know that. But I didn't want to be her friend without ulterior motives. And, as kind as she is, she understood. She was hurt, and she fought for our friendship as much as she could. But she knew I was being honest. And she knew I was doing it out of a way to protect myself and protect her. And we just let it go. She said, okay, I understand. I'm sorry. And I told her she had nothing to be sorry for, and that's all my fault. And she went into her house, and we never spoke since that day. It's been a while. She ended up going to a different college, like she planned, out of town. And eventually, I just had a feeling that she would find someone else when she went to college, and I was right. A week or two after college started for her, she started dating someone, and it seems like they're pretty serious. And after finding that out, I blocked her on everything. I let her know. I texted her. I really shouldn't have, but I wanted her to know. I guess more for myself, that I blocked her, and if she needed anything, the way she could contact me would be through my phone number. I told her that I may be very hurt and everything like that. It's not your fault. Just because you have romantic feelings towards someone else that isn't me, I'm not mad. I can't be in your life, but I know, and that I'll be important to you and you'll be important to me for a long time. And if you ever need anything, you can call me and I'll pick up on the first ring. And I mean that, And part of me is scared that it's going to take a long time for me to move on from this girl. It's been quite a long time, and I still haven't really. There's been some girls where I find cute or they're awesome and their personality is amazing, and I find myself thinking, yeah, I wouldn't mind giving this relationship a try. But on the back of my mind, it's still hard for me to realize that I will never have another chance with this girl. And it kind of breaks my heart, but I guess I kind of deserve the heartbreak for what I put her through. So yeah, I mean, I bet this was pretty boring to hear, but that was my story about how I think I realized I was in love with a girl too late. You know? And if you're watching this and you feel like some sort of relation to it, like you understand it, then I'm sorry. I know that sucks, but I know you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Just know that, okay? It'll be tough, but you'll be okay. You know? And I hope none of you guys make that mistake again or ever make it. Because honestly, we're better off without making this mistake, I've learned. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And just know you're not alone out there. Have a good night.